Once upon a time, in a forgotten village on the edge of the woods, there lived a boy with no name. No one knew how old he was because no one had cared to ask. He was too busy surviving. His parents had died when he was small, and no family in the village claimed him as kin. Every day, when the villagers tossed out leftovers, the boy gathered them. He ate a little and then threw the rest into the air. Black wings would swoop down, and the crows cawed gratefully, surrounding him like feathered guardians. But the villagers only sneered. "There goes the crow child," they jeered. "He belongs with the scavengers." Children threw mud at him. Men pushed him aside in the market. Women yanked their sons away from him, screaming that he was cursed. The boy said nothing. He had no one else. As seasons passed, the boy grew thinner. His rags barely clung to his body, but he still fed the crows. They were his only friends. Why waste food on those pests? Villagers spat. "No wonder you're starving." The boy lowered his head. Sometimes he wished he could share their hatred, but he was too young. Loneliness was a heavier hunger than any empty stomach. As years passed, the boy suffered more and more. One winter, when food was scarce, cruelty grew sharper. Villagers began chasing him away from the trash piles. Some beat him for daring to beg. Even children threw stones, laughing as he stumbled. "Crow child! Crow child!" they yelled. The boy's heart cracked. Maybe the villagers were right. Maybe he was nothing more than an outcast meant to live with scavenger birds. One day, after being struck with a stick, he saw his flock of crows waiting nearby. But instead of feeding them, he hurled stones at them. "Go away. Leave me alone. You're nothing but cursed birds, just like me," he shouted, hating the sight of their glossy black feathers. The crows scattered into the grey sky. Their cries echoed like sorrow. The boy sat alone beneath the bleak branches, his fists shaking. Hatred burned in his chest, at the villagers, at the birds, at himself. Then came the famine. The crops failed. The river dried. The villagers' barns emptied. And starvation spread. Even the strongest grew weak. One evening, as the boy lay curled in the woods, too weak to move, he heard a familiar sound. A soft caw above him. He looked up. There was one crow, then another. A third landed on a nearby branch. One dropped a kernel of grain at his feet. Another brought a shiny trinket, proof that food lay hidden where people had not looked. The boy followed them, stumbling as the crows flew low. They led him to forgotten fields where wild grain still grew. The boy ate. Then he returned to the village. "Follow the crows," he whispered to the starving people. "They can help us." At first, no one listened. But desperation pushed them, and when they followed, they found food, berries, grains and roots revealed by the flock. The crows had saved them. From that day, no one mocked him as Crow Child. Instead, they called him the Crow Keeper. The boy no longer threw stones. He fed the crows openly, and the villagers began to join him. Black wings became a symbol of survival, not shame. Years later, people told the story of the orphan who shared scraps with birds and in famine's darkest hour. The kindness he gave returned to save them all. Once upon a time, there was a poor boy who made friends with some crows. And do you know what? That's the end of our story. Now, my dear listeners, here is the lesson. Kindness is the language that the whole world understands. You must always be kind to animals, my dear listeners, and never forget to subscribe to the world of wonderful stories.